Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast with Kevin Harrington and Seth Greene. Kevin Harrington is the inventor of the infomercial, one of the original sharks from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and has generated over $5 billion in TV and digital direct response sales. Seth Greene is the world's first trusted authority on cutting-edge direct response marketing, a best-selling author, and the only 3-time Marketer of the Year nominee. On the podcast, Kevin and Seth interview Sharkpreneurs who share straight talk on what it takes to explode your business.
Why do so many businesses struggle while others seem to explode overnight? Do you wish you had the secret to this type of exponential growth? Now, I've scaled more than 20 businesses to over $100 million, and it's not just luck. In my new book with Mark Tim, Mentor to Millions, you'll learn the repeatable framework I use in all my business ventures for massive success. Order at kevinmentor.com and get over $1,000 in bonuses. Head to kevinmentor.com.
Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast. This is your co-host, Seth Greene. Today, I've got the good fortune to be joined by Chelsea Martin, a co-owner of Noms Bake Shop, the industry expert in corporate gifting that leaves a lasting impression with clients, partners, and prospects. In a noisy world of email marketing and forgettable corporate tchotchkes, Chelsea's team at Noms Bake Shop provides a premium solution to corporate and personal gifting that delights clients and showcases your brands. Welcome to the show, Chelsea.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Our pleasure. Let's go back in time a little bit. How did Noms Bake Shop get started?
Yeah, well, it definitely was a series of fortunate events, but just a lot of alignment all at once. Basically, to make a very, very long story shorter, my husband and I were dating back in about 2014, and at that time I was working. I had a full-time job. He was working. We were just kind of not looking necessarily to start anything. I know that my husband has always been entrepreneurial. Like he and I are almost exactly the same, except that he was born to work for himself, and I did not have that just hardwired in me. It was something that had to be nurtured. And so, I mean, that was never a question, but at that time, I think he was kind of looking for something interesting and unique, and he was dating me, and we went on a family vacation with my family, and his father, who is a retired computer programmer, likes to just bake as a hobby on the side. And he sent us a gift basket because we were going like on a lake camping trip. And so he sent us a gift basket just as a gesture of cookies and baked goods that he had made. And you know how it is naturally, of course, well, one, people are excited to get cookies, but two, the reaction was really, really amazing because he makes really good cookies, and that was not his profession. So I think it takes people by surprise. For my husband and his two sisters growing up, that was pretty normal. Like I kind of joke that they tainted the standard for them because cookies were always delicious for them. And for us, the reaction was, of course, amazing. And you know how it is, I think, with anything, if you make jewelry, for example, and you're really good at it, people are like, you should sell this. That's just kind of a common reaction. So, of course, my family said that. My parents are business owners. They're entrepreneurial, but they thought, well, why not just sell them locally, do the farmers markets, things like that. So my husband kind of pulled his dad out of retirement a little bit and got him to working on local stuff, selling in call centers, farmers markets, nothing serious. But about that same time was the holidays, and in my household or my family's household, because they're business owners, they were receiving a lot of the typical annual holiday corporate gifts. And that tends to look the same. It tends to manifest itself in the form of a gift basket, which is really a nice gesture, and it is very, warmly received. However, if you're a business owner and you have 100 people that you need to send gifts to, or 50 people that you need to send gifts to, you tend to not have the time. One, you're a business owner, so you don't have time to really pick out a bunch of different personalized gifts as much as you'd love to. So you end up sending a gift basket. Well, what are all your other business owner friends doing too? They're probably doing the same thing, which means you're stacking up these gift baskets if you are in that kind of world where you have relationships like that. And so because my husband is so entrepreneurial, he saw an opportunity to scale this in a different way. And we all kind of jumped on board and thought maybe we can find a space for ourselves in the corporate gifting world that sets our gift apart, but still is as easy to order as a gift basket. And that's where Noms was kind of really born in the space that we live in today, which is sending customized gift boxes with your logo on it, your messaging on it, you know, anything that you want to put etched on it, but you still get those gourmet cookies inside that people love and they get to share. And that has really proven to take off because people are looking for that personal component to their gifting. And so that's like kind of the shorter long version.
Shorter long version.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so I see how it stands out and that you're not sending the same thing as everybody else. Talk about the automation in terms of how does that work? We punch in our credit cards as business owners, we upload a list. How does that all happen?
So so we currently have a system, and it's actually they're implementing the function on our website right now where you can specifically do this. You can do that bulk upload with the Excel spreadsheet that has all the recipients. And then we will take care of the personalization, etching it on the wooden boxes or the custom, we do full color custom sleeves. But we also are very hands-on because even though we have the ability to produce and turn around, you know, hundreds or thousands of boxes very, very quickly, we are still a small company that's very hands-on. So if you were like, hey, I'm not really a big fan of the whole Excel spreadsheet upload thing, I really just want somebody else a human to speak to, we still answer the phones. We're happy to be your, you know, cookie concierge and take the reins on that. So it's really about creating whatever's easiest for you. If you want to go directly on the site, do it yourself and never speak to a human, great. If you want to be on the phone with a human the whole way, we can do that too.
All right, and I see I can order the classic box with my custom sleeve with my branding on it. I can upgrade to a deluxe wooden box with it has my, as you mentioned, my branding etching on it in the hopes that they'll save it and it'll stick around. Now, how are you, so it definitely stands out in that respect, but let's say I do the classic box, they're gonna eat my cookies and then they're gone. How do you differentiate yourself from another gift company that might say the food is gonna disappear or you need something like giftology, like the custom cut code, something that's gonna stick around forever?
I think it ultimately depends on the strategy behind your gifting. So for the wooden boxes, you're absolutely right. A big reason that people purchase the wooden box is it sticks around. You're not throwing that away, and it carries a lot of value. So if you're doing referral work, like business or your business operates a lot on referrals or renewals or things like that, it's nice to kind of have that top of mind, you know, presence because people are using that for storage or catch-alls or displays or things like that. But with the classic boxes, really where those live in gifting strategies is more on the prospecting side, where the person reaching out isn't necessarily saying, hey, I want to send this box and just stay top of mind. They're really trying to get your attention in a different way. So given, you know, what's going on right now, a lot of people aren't meeting necessarily in person. So a lot of people are using them for maybe a reason to connect over Zoom. Hey, you know, let's cut through all the email marketing and actually get your attention by having a box of cookies that lands on your desk that says, let's meet for cookies over Zoom.
Let's meet
so,
I love that.
Yeah, so and you know, back when we were meeting in person, it was still that same idea of how do I differentiate myself from all the people in your inbox trying to get your attention with their, you know, witty subject lines or whatever they're trying to use, pulling out all the stops to try to get you just to open that. But you can't necessarily deny a tangible gift that lands on your desk with your name on it that says made especially for Seth, you know?
Yes.
And so that's really the strategy behind those classic boxes that maybe don't last as long as a would, but it's about making that ultimate connection and getting you in front of your client.
Absolutely. I think that makes a ton of sense. Talk a little bit about the growth of the business since you started it, because you've come so far, so fast.
Absolutely. Yeah. So when we started, of course, in 2015, that was a different company. I mean, it was a cookie company, and now we're a gifting company. And I think that that was a tremendous change, and that provided a lot of growth, because when we started, it was a fun, how do we get dad to go socialize, in the farmers markets. And when we started to notice that opportunity for gifting, of course, we were very small to begin with. And we still are hungry. We want sales, of course, we're still wanting growth. But at that time, it was like when the phone rang, it was almost like, is this a fluke? And because we're like, somebody's calling us, they want an order. And as we started to realize a couple key things, such as that personalization component and being able to do that in-house so that our turnaround times are immediate, we have seen year over year, we've tripled in growth. And for us, that's a pretty big deal. We're not the same level as like a software company, I think, that can easily see those spikes overnight. But for us, it's crazy to watch how even one thing like realizing etching, getting the etching machine so that we could do your logo in-house. It was almost like turning on a light switch with sales as far as the wooden box sales go, because we did not realize that that was something necessarily that people really, really wanted until we offered it. And we just tripled in growth. And so we're still on that track right now, and hoping for a very successful holiday season.
That is awesome. How are you doing that? I mean, other than being a product of the product and sending it to people to talk to them about cookies, how are you marketing the business?
Yeah, so I think it has really, at first it was kind of, oh my gosh, at first it was really just experimenting, because none of us came or were trained in any of this, other than, my husband went to school for business finance, but none of us worked in the food industry. We didn't work in production or manufacturing, and we were building a business. So when I say that it was a learning process, that was like our motto for years, because it was like, all right, we failed at that, I guess we learned something from it. And we still are. We've tried everything. One thing, like you said, of course, is getting our cookies in front of people. That has been our billboard in regards, and we've tried billboards, but that's been our billboard in regards to, if you get that product in front of someone, it's undeniable. That experience is what they want others to have. But recently in growth, what we've done is realize who our ideal clients are, which for us is business owners or people that work in sales or marketing. And it's people that already understand the value of gifting, not necessarily people that we need to convert into gifters. And so we've really found a footing in LinkedIn, which is not something that I would have ever expected before, because we always lived on Instagram, we always lived on Facebook, and we're doing our best with ads and things like that. But really LinkedIn, finding industries where they gift and customer and client relationships are really, really valuable. It's not just about like the retention of like the membership. It's about it matters that we keep this person in the relationship alive. And that has, when we find those people, connecting with them on LinkedIn, showing them what we offer has been tremendous. It's just not what I expected, but it's been really amazing.
That is fantastic. What do you like best about what you do?
What do I like best about? Well, I work with my husband and my family, so I can tell you some of the things I don't like. No, well, I mean, I know it sounds sappy, but like I said, I did not ever necessarily think I would own my own business. I think I'm very motivated, but it wasn't always a calling. So the idea that, years ago, I kind of took that jump into an entrepreneurial role and had no promise of a paycheck or success or anything like that, was terrifying. And that's hard for somebody that's just not hard-coded like that. And so that leap was really scary. And now when I look back at it, I cannot imagine not being in this position, as stressful as things can be as a business owner, or uncertain, or, challenging, and that you never shut it off. I love it. Like, I love that I'll be, with some family members and they're like, do we have to talk about work at dinner?
Oh my God.
And I remember being a kid thinking about that with my parents. And now I'm that person, but I'm like, I don't know, I'm talking about what I'm passionate about.
Exactly.
And so I mean, it's kind of a sappy answer, but I love getting to build this. And when we see those successes, it's a really big high. And obviously when you're stressed, it's a low, but like, it's yours. You created that thing from thin air, and that's really cool.
That is absolutely fantastic. Incredible story. The longer version, if it's not in a book, probably should be. This has been absolutely fascinating. This has been Seth Greene with Chelsea Martin of Noms Bake Shop, gifting guru. Chelsea, where is the best place for our folks to go to learn more about Noms Bake Shop and everything you're doing?
Absolutely. Well, we're definitely on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook, but if you head to our website, which is getnoms.com, so like you give noms, you get noms, you can browse our signature assortments, and you can also look at our gift boxes and even build your own and ship it out.
Awesome. Again, Seth Greene, Sharkpreneur, Chelsea Martin, Noms Bake Shop. Chelsea, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Seth.
Thanks everybody for watching or listening. Go get some cookies.
Do you need money to fund your idea, product, or service? Are you ready to take your business to the next level but need capital to get it done? Kevin Harrington has heard more than 50,000 pitches and knows how to help you make the perfect pitch to get the funding for your entrepreneurial dream. He's distilled the process down in his perfect pitch cheat sheet, and it's yours for free. Just text PITCH to him right now at 727-888-2100. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 right now and claim your free perfect pitch cheat sheet. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 to start funding your dream today.
This show has been produced by Market Domination, LLC. To discover how you can have your own show completely done for you and turn it into a real published book and become the authority in your marketplace, go to www.marketdominationllc.com/podcast offer.